Oscar BEVIS for IFL TV in association with MTK Global. I'm here at York Hall for Golden Contract Night. Just run into the biggest gangster in London. I'm feeling that orange do-rag, you know.
Come on, I'm not a gangster.
Do you know what? It's because you just got the grey tracksuit, look, just white trainers, you know, splash of colour on top.
Come on, you know.
How are you? You good?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Very well. How's your... Well, actually, I last spoke to you at the Dubois Open Workout. You fought near Christmas time.
Yes, yes.
How was your Christmas? How was your New Year?
My Christmas was magnificent. I ate a hell of a lot of food. I ate everything. So my Christmas was good. Very relaxed, very chilled. Yeah, man. No, that's good.
Good, good. Scrolling through Twitter the other day.
Yeah.
Anthony Yarde's fighting in Madrid.
Yes.
In a nightclub.
Yes.
First things that come into my head was, what's going on?
Yeah.
Second thing that come into my head was, I know what's going on.
Yeah.
This happened with Liam Smith.
Yes.
Where he lost to Canelo for the WBO belt. Fought again, so then he could get a WBO shot.
Yes.
Is this what's happening with you?
Similar tactics.
Yeah.
It's just tricks of the trade. You know what? Everyone's got their views on why I fought in Spain, why I fought that opponent. Cool. So, first of all, I had a week and a half notice. The first thing I wanted to say to myself, you know what? I ain't been in the ring for a long time. I want to get back to the weight. I don't want to just go straight back into another serious big fight. Just going through the whole everything, doing the weight, press conferences, all that. I said, cool. If there's a fight available, I'll go and fight. I don't mind. So I had about a week and a half notice. Done the weight. We didn't even fight at championship weight before at 12 stone 11. So I was just about to get back in shape. Obviously, I'm still training. I'm always training. And again, after the Kovalev fight, that's the first time I took any sort of punishment. So I took a bit of a break off. I took like, I think it was about a month, about 4 weeks off. I've never had a 4-week break off of boxing. So I took a bit of a break.
Just quickly, when you say month off, do you mean in terms of boxing, so no pads, etc., or just completely no gym or anything?
I wasn't sparring. I didn't do nothing. I didn't do no sparring work. I wasn't at the gym. I went on holiday twice. So I went Barbados and I went to, I think I went Greece. Yeah, I went Greece. So again, I had about 2 weeks out of no training at all, and then about 2 weeks of the very light training, pad work, like 20 minutes bag work, like little training so to get a little sweat on. I just had to get back in the ring. I'll be honest with you. It got put to me in Madrid, off the radar. No one's really gonna know about it, but again, everyone find out about it. Everyone find out about it. But again,
how does that even get put to you? Because obviously it's not like Frank Warren's putting a show on. You can have sort of a comeback on the undercard. How does it get put to you that, look, you could just box on a small show in Madrid? Like, how does that even come about?
I said to Frank, I want to fight next. He asked me when am I ready to fight. We started talking about opponents or whatever, and then him and Tony were speaking or whatever, going through strategies, what we want to do next. If the belt becomes vacant, and then they said, well, he's coming off of a loss, so if the belt becomes vacant all of a sudden, or a good fight comes up, we can't fight for the belt because we're coming off of a loss. So I was like, cool, make something happen then, let me fight. I want to fight. The opportunity come up to fight in Spain off the radar. I was like, yeah, that's good for me anyway. I want to get back in there. It's different between sparring, training, and even if let's say you have a fight in the gym, there's a difference between that atmosphere you're used to every day, than traveling against somewhere else. Again, I learned a lot from the Kovalev fight. I learned going to somewhere like Russia, where almost everyone's against you. Different scenarios. You know, I've never been put in a scenario. I've never been to the 11th round before. You know, so there was different scenarios that I was put in that I had to adapt to. And again, the fight I just had, we clashed heads. I had a big coke on my forehead because the guy's style was mad. The last time he got stopped was 2016. He come to make a name for himself. I'll be honest with you. I fought guys in the top 15 before that didn't give me as good of a fight as him. I was cracking him, boom. And he was going, come on, like, grinding at me. So I was like, let's work.
Wait, where is this fight? Was it filmed? Are we going to get to see this?
You know what? I think now it's even, someone's put it on YouTube. I think a boy put it on his phone. So people were like sending it to me, tagging me and things like that. I was like, oh, cool, cat's out the bag. Everyone's gonna know. I'm probably gonna get a stick for it. I don't care. Everyone knows about me. I don't care about stick because these guys are not in the ring. They probably never boxed a day in their life. They don't know nothing about the business of boxing. They don't know. Another thing about boxing, I like to drop a little knowledge every so often. How quick I climbed the ranks, yeah, I've had very limited experience in the boxing ring. I had, before the Kovalev fight, I had 17 fights, 16 knockouts. So I think I only went past 4 rounds twice. So that's a very limited experience. Kovalev had over 200 amateur fights, I had 12. Do you get what I'm saying? But I saw it as risk, reward. Risk, reward. It was a big enough reward for the big risk in my career. Do you get what I'm saying? And I said to myself, I'm not going to go out there and get smoked. I personally believe I could win. I couldn't have won out there and beat him on points. I've seen too many boxing matches where it's mad decisions. I knew he had the Canelo fight set up next, so money talks. I said it in press conferences, I said it everything. If I'm going to Russia, I'm knocking him out. It wasn't no bragging thing or saying I'm gonna.
It was the fact that you had to. You never could.
I had to. Yeah. So when it got past the 6th round, I said I'm gonna land at some point. When I land, full throttle, full Bulgarian. I'm going full throttle. So again, when the bell rang, I looked up at the sky. I said, fuck. Sorry for swearing, but I said, fuck. I was tired. Done another round. I was just small boxing. When they come to the 11th round, I was so tired. I couldn't even. Everyone that's been tired in boxing knows all the heat was in my legs. I felt like I needed water. And yeah, as soon as I touched the floor, the referee stopped the fight. There was no count. If everyone watched it on BT Sports, as soon as I hit the floor, you saw the referee you saw Kovalev do this. Because the referee.
So you're not saying that you would have got up and sparked Kovalev, but you're saying that you feel like there was definitely more life in the fight.
There was more life in me, but I'm a strong believer in it's going to be what it's going to be. I've always said this. And if I got up, Kovalev would have probably landed a mad shot. Do you get what I'm saying? So I'm thankful. I thank God for my protection. I thank the referee for doing his job. But again, the lion in me and the fight in me was like, bruv, at least can. Do you get what I'm saying? Let me stand up. But yeah, I stood up almost straight away. They told me to sit on the chair like the procedure or whatever. And I was just pissed off. I was so upset. But I took time off. I'm back in the gym. I'm working harder than I've ever worked before. Ever. You see the shape. You see the shoulders. You see the trim. You get me? You see the trim. No, I'm joking. No, jokes aside. Again, I learned something. You need to work harder. That's all it taught me. As hard as you do work, there's always other levels you can tap into. And I need to work harder. This is something I told young kids coming up, the people that are in my stable training with me. Always need to work harder. Don't look at me. Train harder than me. Don't just be like, yeah, he's at that level or whatever. I've never thought like that. Train your arse off. Do you know what I'm saying?
Does this mean that if you're training your arse off, the next person is getting hell?
Bruv. You know what? I've never been a trash talker. I've never been like. All I've said is, stay tuned. There's gonna be a knockout. And again, I've always said that in all my fights because I believe in entertainment. I know you're not always gonna knock everybody out, but I said it in the Kovalev fight. There's going to the fight's not going the distance because I'll rather give my everything, and to the point I did where I was tripping over my feet, then skip it out and be like, oh, I'm playing it safe, and then the judges give it to the other man. I'll rather give my all. I've just got that mentality. If I'm going for it, I'm going full throttle, full Bulgarian.
Wow. Wow. Don't know where to go now. No, but in all seriousness, what is next? What can the fans expect? Because it seems like we have been waiting quite a while for the announcement. Everyone's excited now for the Anthony Yarde 2.0.
Yes, 2.0.
When can we expect an announcement? Because it seems like now, obviously, if we're talking, Frank's lost Josh, we lost Billy Joe. You know, if you were to win a world title, you could be a very, very key name for Frank now.
Tony Benny, legend in the game.
Yeah, you could be a very, very key name for Frank now because he's lost Josh, he's lost Billy,
like
he needs a world champion.
To be honest, I feel like I've always been a key name. From I've got past, I think, 10 fights, 11, from about 14 fights on, I feel like I've always been a name that's been spoken about heavily. Same as Daniel Dubois. Billy Joe was someone that's already done it. You know, he was a world champion. No, he became world champion under Frank, but he'd already made a big name for himself. There was a couple others as well that left. Warrington, who has recently left, again became world champion under Frank. It's boxing, it happens, it's business. That's not my business. I don't ever get involved in something that's not my business. I don't know the ins and outs. It's boxing and it happens. But again, people talking about me, you need to go over to Eddie, everyone keeps messaging me, go over to Eddie, blah, blah, blah. I'm comfortable where I am. I'm doing what I need to do. Things are going well. I need to become world champion. I need to do what I'm doing. I need to stay focused. I don't worry about nothing that's not my business.
If you are going to have a world title fight, can you please have it in this country and not make people have to go to Chelyabinsk? I'd never heard of the place, mate.
Same.
I'll tell you what, you taught me something because I'd never heard of the place. So.
Well, I'm telling you, listen, when it got put to me, again, going back to what I said earlier in this interview, it's risk reward. And I saw it as like, when it got put to me, Russia, I was like, no, I ain't going, you going Russia, me or you.
It's not like it was Moscow either. It's literally, I've never heard of it.
Chili and Bints, people couldn't even pronounce it. I don't, Kovalev grew up there or something like that, but in the press conference, he was like, yeah, he ain't been there since he's like 7 years old. Because in Russia, people were saying that's meant to be one of the worst places you can go to in Russia. So I was walking around with a security guard that had 3 guns on him. You know what I mean? I was like, bro, that's what I'm saying. All this adds to the pressure of the fight, you know. All of this, because the man was like, he didn't speak English, but he's moving mad. My sister's pregnant at the time, so he's protecting my sister, saying, I said, is it really that dangerous here? He went, for you. And he touched my chest. I said, no. I'm in East London, man, I'm in Russia. But again, that all adds to it. You know, the atmosphere, the energy, the different people you're seeing, hearing a different language. This is what they say, your home advantage plays a lot. You know, when people are screaming and cheering for you, it encourages you. Every time Kovalev hit me, yeah, the crowd went nuts. When I was banging him, boop, boop, 8th round, I'm touching. And
it was such a different crowd noise. It wasn't like an English cheer. It was like a deep Russian.
It was
threatening, wasn't it?
It was mad. And then again, my team, again, we've all got our good experiences, but we're all inexperienced at the same time. But I believe in that beauty of the growth. You know, growing together. You know, making a name together. You know, before Angelo Dundee, there wasn't an Angelo Dundee. Do you get what I'm saying? Before a Matt Tyson, there wasn't a Matt Tyson. So. Before a Costomato, there wasn't a Costomato. So I feel like when you believe in yourself and you grow, you're the first to become the first you. Do you get what I'm saying? You're not going out there saying, oh, let me pick the best, the most glorified trainer. Let me pick this person that's doing well right now. Do you get what I'm saying? I believe in that growth, the grind, the hard work, the story. Because people don't pay attention to the story.
Right.
Come on!
Just before we go.
You hear the motivational speaking.
I've got to ask you about the small matter just finally. Saturday night, Sunday morning, should I say?
God damn.
Tyson Deontay.
Hey, bruv.
Break it down for it. I've said this to everyone that I've spoke to today about it. We know the sort of breakdown you could give. Tyson can box, Wilder can punch.
Yes.
Anything else to the fight that we can expect?
I always look on the flip side, because in boxing there's always a flip side. There's always the unexpected. And Wilder could go in there and hurt Fury in 7 of the rounds and win on points. It can happen. Fury could go in there, counter him, wobble him a little bit. It's boxing, they're heavyweights. Wobble him and stop him. You never know, that's what I'm saying. But it's one of them intriguing fights, because remember, Fury he's a smart boxer. You know, he's I wouldn't compare him to Floyd, but he's got Floyd's mentality in terms of he will box your head off. If he will hurt you, it don't mean he's going to go in there and be reckless and try and finish you. He hurt Wilder in I think it was the 12th round. After he got dropped, he hurt Wilder. And he just boxed him, you know, carried on boxing. He believed he had it in the bag. He just boxed his way to what he believed would have been a victory. Again, it was a draw. I said at the time, you know, a draw is fair. They were both undefeated. Wilder was the champion. Fury was going to Wilder's backyard to fight or whatever, so you have to win very convincingly. Fury got dropped twice, so again, he won a lot of the rounds. Again, I'm going back into it, so I always start describing it, but I will say this, in this fight, there's no way of calling it. If you're a betting man, you will bet for Wilder to win by knockout. If you want good odds, it will be within the first 6. Fury to win by points. But again, you'll probably get rubbish odds. So I will say again, put Fury to win by knockout. Or, if you're a real gambling man, put another draw. That's what I'm doing. I'm mad, I'm going to put another draw. Because if the draw happens again, I'm cashing out. I'm cashing out.
So it wouldn't even surprise me, a draw for the trilogy.
That's what I'm saying.
It wouldn't.
Look at what they did with, what's his name? Not Mickey, Canelo and thingy, Triple G. Yeah. The first fight, they gave a draw. Second fight, it could have been a draw again, but they gave it to Canelo. And a lot of people said that fight could have been a draw again. Do you know what I'm saying? So if it's another close fight, they might do that and make another big money fight.
I did say finally, but you just reminded me of something. I'll only be quick. Canelo, Billy Joe, because it looks like Billy Joe's going to be the one to land the Canelo.
I wanted that fight. But again, I was with Billy Joe a couple months ago, and he wished me the best to get in the fight, because again, these are all fights that will change our lives. Do you know what I'm saying? Canelo's been there, he's done it. Floyd was a cash cow, he's a cash cow now. So to get them fights in, it's a good thing. I hope he gets that fight. I know there's talks about it, I hope he gets a fight. And surprisingly, what will surprise a lot of people is I think Billy Joe can win that fight. Because Billy Joe, he's tricky, and when he's up for something, he can box anyone's head off. And he's southpaw and he moves, all the things that give Canelo a lot of trouble. But again, yeah, styles make fights, man. And yeah, hopefully he gets the fight.
Right, Anthony, solid 15 minutes.
Come on! Lions, 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 Lions!
Joe, that must be the longest you've ever gone without saying that, isn't it? 15 minutes.
No. It's embedded though, it's here. I'm just masking it, it's right in here.
Anthony, thank you for speaking to IFL TV. A pleasure as always. I'm sure we'll catch up with you soon.
Love always, man.
Gold Star Promotions is proud to present Floyd Money Mayweather. The man himself is coming to the UK for his UK tour, February and March 2020. For all info and tickets, Gold Star Promotions.co.uk.